This is a photo of a human hair taken at 315 power. The same power I'm going to be using on this stone study. For my study, I'm going to begin with a 2000 grit Shapton, and I'm going to hold this vintage Henckels razor and set the bevel. Okay, next, rinse off that blade. Go to my microscope. So this is a Shapton scratch pattern. I'll remove that image of the hair. Okay, this is the Shapton scratch pattern. Let me scroll up just a little bit. There's how wide the bevel is right there. And there's the edge. I'll focus in real close and take a photo. So what I'm going to do next is I'll take the razor and put the Shapton aside. And this is a stone that came from excuse me, Frank, who lives in Indiana, and he found this stone. It's a glacial deposit stone. He sent me a slurry stone to go along with it. So I'm going to create a slurry here. So this is a matching Tomo Nagara. So that's a medium slurry. We have the edge here set at 2000 grit. Okay, there's 10 strokes. And these are one direction strokes. I actually lift the razor to go back and reset. So there's 10 on each side. That's a total of 21 strokes. Moderate pressure, just average pressure, what I normally use for honing razors. So we'll go back up to the microscope. So here's what the grit pattern looks like after 21 strokes on the glacial stone. I'm going to take a photo of that scratch pattern. You can see remnants of the previous 1000 grit, and I'll focus in and out through focus. And you can see that those 1000 grit scratches that were previously there, and here is what they used to look like. Now we've taken those out and we're left with this nice fine scratch pattern, and that's only after 21 strokes with a slurry made from the glacial stone. Okay, we're going to go back to the glacial stone again. And with this slurry that's in place right now, I'm going to do some refinement, honing on it. We'll do a series of circles. Next, I'm going to rinse off the blade to relieve it of slurry. So we have a lighter slurry now, approximately half of the consistency that it was before. Okay, rinse off the blade there. Here's the edge as it is right now. I can focus to a harsher contrast. And as you can see, the edge where there used to be quite a lot of 2000 grit scratches that were seen, those are pretty much all gone. And the edge itself has been refined quite a lot. This would be considered a sharp razor at this stage. And I can try to perform a hanging hair test. We'll see what kind of results we can get from that. Here's the razor, and I have a piece of hair. Set the stone aside. So that did cut hair, and that was in the 3 range. That was out at the tip. In the middle there, it did pass. That was a 3. At the heel here, that was a 3. It did bounce back. And that was a 3. It did bounce back on my thumb again. So the next thing I'm going to do is I have a strop. This is clean leather. It's a vintage Illinois razor strop. And I'll put a few passes on the razor. I don't think 20 passes is a great number. I think a lot of fellows will put on 50 or more passes on some razors. I have another piece of hair. That was definitely a 4. That was nearly a 5. That was a 3 towards a toe. So I had a 4 in the middle, a 3 at the toe, and a 5 near the heel. This is in the middle again. That was a 5, if just as well as a 4. That was a 5. It was a silent, effortless falling of the hair. And I'll get out one more piece of hair. I've got leftover from this. These are super results here. That was a 3. It was in the middle. That was towards the heel, and that was between a 4 and a 5. That was it felt like a 5. It pinged just a little bit. It's a hollow ground razor. So, according to my estimations, and I've honed up this razor before using this stone, it was an excellent shave, and I know that this one actually might be a little bit sharper than the one I did before. Will give a barber type shave. So that's Eric's stone. It's a gray stone, he called it. It looks sort of black, and he's been going out on hikes and finding these somewhere near his home in, I think it's Indiana. So I'm going to go in and shave with this right now. Oh, by the way, before I do that, let's get another couple images of the edge in the microscope. Okay, here's how that edge looks like at the final stage after we did some stropping. And I'll focus that in a little bit. So we have a nice refined edge. And I'll scroll along the edge. We'll look for any inconsistencies. There's a spot there that could use a little bit more work. Even on a given razor, there are areas that along the edge that are slightly sharper than others. And there's a chance that we didn't actually do a good enough job stropping there. But as you can see, that's water on the blade. A little bit of moisture that reflects the light like that, or actually absorbs the light. There's a little bit of false edge, or maybe a little nick in the razor on that spot there. But I'm looking for those 2,000 grit scratches, and I think that they've all been eliminated, which is a pretty good deal with so little time spent on this razor. So therefore, like I said, I'm going to go in and shave, and I think it's probably going to turn out to be pretty darn good. That was photo 1351.